Pharaoh Menkare, a journey into the sands of time. In the golden land of ancient Egypt, where the Nile's life-giving waters flowed like liquid silver under the relentless sun, there once ruled a pharaoh named Menkare. His story, like the pyramids, is etched in the annals of history, though shrouded in the mists of time. We find ourselves in an era of great uncertainty, the Seventh Dynasty, a period marked by both decline and resilience. Yet, even amid such turmoil, the legacy of Menkare stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of Egypt. The enigmatic era, the Seventh Dynasty. The Seventh Dynasty is often characterized as a shadowy period in Egyptian history, with records sparse and the lineage of pharaohs somewhat ambiguous. This era followed the collapse of the Sixth Dynasty, a time when the centralized power of the Old Kingdom disintegrated. The reasons for this collapse are still debated among historians, with theories ranging from climatic changes affecting the Nile's flooding patterns to internal strife and economic challenges. Menkare's ascent to the throne occurred in this context of fragmentation and uncertainty. Unlike the monumental achievements of pharaohs before him, Menkare's reign was not marked by grand constructions or military conquests. Instead, his time as ruler reflects a society grappling with the loss of a cohesive identity and the challenges of maintaining order. Some sources suggest that the Seventh Dynasty may not have been a single, coherent line of rulers, but rather a collection of short-lived reigns, possibly overlapping and contesting for power. In such a turbulent political landscape, the title of pharaoh might have been claimed by several individuals simultaneously, each ruling over different regions of Egypt. This period's instability is further compounded by the lack of monumental inscriptions or substantial archaeological evidence, leaving much to speculation. Menkare, the man behind the mask. The name Menkare itself evokes a sense of majesty and mystery. While there are scant records of his deeds, the very existence of Menkare as a ruler speaks volumes about the era's resilience. The pharaohs of Egypt were seen not just as kings but as divine beings, intermediaries between the gods and humanity. Menkare's role, then, was not merely that of a political leader but also a spiritual guide for his people. Historical records suggest that Menkare's reign was brief, as were the reigns of many pharaohs of the Seventh Dynasty. This brevity, however, does not diminish the significance of his rule. Each pharaoh, regardless of the length of their reign, contributed to the tapestry of Egypt's history, and Menkare was no exception. While we lack concrete details about Menkare's personal life, it is reasonable to speculate about his daily routines and duties. As pharaoh, Menkare would have participated in religious rituals, made offerings to the gods, and received envoys and advisors. These activities were not merely ceremonial but were crucial for asserting the pharaoh's divine right to rule and maintaining the delicate balance of Ma'at, the concept of cosmic order and justice. The pharaoh's court, life at the epicenter. To imagine Menkare's court is to envision a world of opulence and tradition. The court was a microcosm of Egyptian society, a place where scribes recorded the day's events, priests conducted rituals to honor the gods, and artisans crafted exquisite jewelry and artifacts. Despite the political instability outside the palace walls, the court sought to maintain the cultural and religious practices that were the backbone of Egyptian identity. Menkare, like his predecessors, would have been surrounded by advisors, priests, and nobles, each playing a crucial role in the administration of the kingdom. The vizier, often a pharaoh's right hand, would have been responsible for overseeing the government, ensuring that taxes were collected and justice administered. The priests would have performed daily rituals to appease the gods, seeking their favor and protection for the land. It's possible that Menkare's court also included foreign dignitaries and traders, given Egypt's extensive trade networks. These interactions would have brought not only goods but also ideas and cultural influences, enriching the court's life. Such exchanges might have been particularly important during Menkare's reign, as maintaining diplomatic and trade relations could help stabilize his rule. The land and its people, Egypt's heartbeat. Beyond the court lay the vast and varied landscape of Egypt. From the fertile banks of the Nile, where farmers cultivated wheat and barley, to the arid deserts that stretched endlessly under the scorching sun, the land was as diverse as the people who inhabited it. The Nile was the lifeblood of Egypt, its annual floods bringing much-needed water and fertile silt to the farmlands. The people of Egypt, despite the political uncertainties, continued with their daily lives. Farmers tilled their fields, fishermen cast their nets into the river, and merchants traded goods in bustling markets. Life was a delicate balance between the harsh realities of the environment and the bounty provided by the Nile. During Menkare's reign, the everyday concerns of the populace would have included ensuring sufficient food supplies, managing the seasonal floods, and participating in local religious practices. The temples were not just religious centers but also hubs of economic activity, often managing large estates and employing many people. This connection between religion and daily life underscores the integrated nature of Egyptian society, where the divine and the mundane were closely intertwined. An era of transition, cultural and religious shifts. During Menkare's reign, Egypt was not only grappling with political fragmentation but also experiencing shifts in cultural and religious practices. The Old Kingdom had been a time of immense pyramid building, most notably the Great Pyramid of Giza constructed by Pharaoh Khufu. However, by the time of the Seventh Dynasty, the resources and stability required for such monumental projects were waning. Menkare's era saw a move towards more modest constructions, with a focus on maintaining existing structures rather than building new ones. This shift was also reflected in religious practices. While the worship of major gods like Ra and Osiris continued, there was a growing emphasis on local deities and personal piety. This trend indicated a more intimate and accessible form of religion, perhaps a response to the uncertain times. Speculatively, Menkare might have promoted the worship of a particular deity or patronized certain cults, as was common among pharaohs seeking to assert their religious authority. He may have also engaged in efforts to restore or rebuild temples, reinforcing his role as a protector of Ma'at and a mediator between the gods and his people. The mysteries of Menkare, legends and anecdotes. The sparse records of Menkare's reign leave much to the imagination, allowing legends and stories to fill the gaps. One such tale speaks of Menkare's deep devotion to the goddess Hathor, known as the goddess of love, beauty, and music. It is said that Menkare commissioned a temple in her honor, a sanctuary adorned with beautiful carvings and statues, reflecting the pharaoh's reverence and desire for divine favor. Another anecdote tells of Menkare's keen interest in astronomy. Ancient Egyptians were skilled astronomers, using the stars to guide agricultural activities and religious festivals. Menkare, it is said, spent many nights studying the heavens, seeking guidance from the stars for his troubled reign. This passion for the stars was not just a royal pastime but a reflection of the broader Egyptian belief in the divine order of the cosmos. A particularly evocative legend involves a prophecy that was allegedly given to Menkare by a priest of Thoth, the god of wisdom and writing. According to this tale, the priest foretold that Egypt would soon face a great famine, a result of the Nile's failing floods. In response, Menkare is said to have undertaken a pilgrimage to the temple of Heliopolis, where he offered lavish gifts to the god Ra, pleading for the river's return to its life-giving cycle. This story, while likely apocryphal, captures the essence of Menkare's role as a pharaoh deeply concerned with the well-being of his land and people. The legacy of Menkare echoes through time. While Menkare may not have left behind grand monuments or detailed records, his legacy endures in the broader context of Egyptian history. His reign, brief as it was, represents a chapter in the long and storied saga of Egypt, a testament to the resilience of a civilization that weathered countless storms over millennia. The Seventh Dynasty, including Menkare's reign, is often viewed as a transitional period, a bridge between the Old Kingdom's glory and the tumult of the First Intermediate Period. Yet, it is in these times of transition that the true strength of a civilization is tested. Menkare, like many rulers of his time, faced significant challenges, but his very existence speaks to the endurance of the pharaonic tradition. Historians and archaeologists continue to search for more clues about Menkare and his contemporaries, hoping to piece together the puzzle of this enigmatic period. Each new discovery, whether it be a fragment of pottery or an inscription, adds to our understanding of the complexities and dynamics of ancient Egyptian society. Reflections on a Forgotten Pharaoh. As we journey back from the sands of time, the story of Menkare leaves us with a profound reflection on history's ebb and flow. Menkare may not have been the most renowned or powerful of pharaohs, but his reign is a reminder of the complexities and nuances that define human history. It is a story of resilience in the face of uncertainty, of a civilization striving to maintain its identity amidst changing tides. The pharaohs of Egypt, whether celebrated or obscure, each played a role in shaping the world as we know it. They were not just rulers but symbols of an enduring legacy that continues to captivate our imaginations. In the quiet moments, when the desert winds whisper through the ruins of ancient temples and tombs, one can almost hear the echoes of Menkare's time, a faint but enduring testament to a world long past. In the grand tapestry of Egypt's history, Menkare's thread may seem faint, yet it is essential. His story, though lacking in grandeur, is a tale of continuity amidst change, of a culture striving to uphold its values and traditions even as the sands of time shift beneath its feet. The legacy of Menkare, and indeed of all the pharaohs, reminds us that history is not just about the grand and the monumental, but also about the everyday lives, struggles, and aspirations of people long gone. As the sun sets over the ancient land, casting long shadows over the ruins and monuments, the legacy of Menkare and his era continues to resonate. In this enduring legacy, we find not just a record of the past but a mirror reflecting the timeless human quest for meaning, stability, and connection with the divine.